From South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Hi there and welcome to Headliners. I'm Lauren Pastrana. We begin with a tough takedown caught on camera. Cell phone video showing the moment a police officer slams a woman to the ground. Witnesses say she was upset over the sale of a mobile home park in Sweetwater. Demolition has now begun and residents are not happy about it. CBS News Miami's Anna McAllister is in Sweetwater with the details.
A passionate protest outside of the Sweetwater Police Department Wednesday night after this video made the rounds in the community. According to her attorney, 62-year-old Vivian Hernandez, who lives in Little Abner Mobile Home Park, was invited to the management office to discuss her concerns about the forced relocation of nearly 900 families, as well as the abrupt demolition of one of the homes in the neighborhood. During her visit, police say office staff felt uncomfortable and called an officer who was on the property.
Once the officer came inside, he tried to de-escalate the situation in numerous ways and in different ways to try to have her calm down a little bit so that way they can escort her out. There was some type of altercation that ensued, causing the officer to take police action, and that's what the video you see, that he had to subdue her to the ground.
Hernandez was arrested and charged with disorderly conduct, trespassing of property after warning, and resisting an officer without violence.
Why were we not able to de-escalate the situation in a way that didn't result in a 60-year-old lady being body slammed?
The video further upsetting residents of the mobile home park.
Really sad. I was crying in my kitchen.
Hernandez's arrest happened the same day residents say one of the homes was abruptly demolished without warning, creating health concerns for residents.
Those trailers are from 1975. They are built of asbestos, so there's a lot of asbestos going to the near houses, and remember, asbestos produces lung cancer.
The urban group, which manages the property, told residents last month they will need to leave so the land can be redeveloped. They're being offered cash incentives to move out by certain dates, but many residents say
that's a ripoff.
The urban group released a statement saying in part, "We understand that this is a difficult and emotional time. While our team is committed to hearing and supporting our tenants, the safety of both our staff and tenants remains our highest priority." During a recent tenant interaction in the park office, the situation escalated quickly and became unmanageable. Despite our team's efforts to de-escalate, it became necessary for law enforcement to step in. The urban group also saying they are actively working with tenants to reach agreements, and they also say that the safety of the residents is a top priority. And the city of Sweetwater, they say they're doing a thorough review of that arrest to make sure that all legal guidelines were met. But for now, reporting from Sweetwater, Anna McAllister, CBS News, Miami.
Homeowners in Coconut Grove are facing a big bill. They've been hit with a special assessment for long overdue repairs. The cost? About $175,000 each, and they only have 2 weeks to pay. CBS News Miami's Terry Hornstein has reaction from residents.
In the community here behind me, there are luxury units, but the owner we spoke to says he just doesn't have that type of cash on hand, and he says he doesn't know what he'll do if he's forced to pay.
2003, I moved in. I enjoyed it immensely for the 4 years I was there.
John Dubois has owned his villa at the Cloisters on the Bay in Coconut Grove for more than 20 years. He rents out the property now, but says in October he was hit with a $153,000 assessment, a piece of the $7.1 million total the 40 owners must pay. That money is due in less than 2 weeks.
I don't have that kind of cash sitting around. There is no unit by unit explanation of the work they're going to do on my unit.
I reached out to the association president, who didn't want to speak on camera. He says the homes need work, and the owners have known about an assessment for 3 years. He says they've done everything right. But John says he didn't take the high cost seriously and thought the board would never approve such a large amount of money.
It's stressful for everybody. It's a lot of money. Get people on boards that like to spend money. It can be a problem.
We reached out to an attorney who specializes in HOA and condo business.
For challenging a special assessment, there's very limited options for a homeowner.
He says the building laws have changed since the Surfside collapse, and there just isn't much owners can do if it's determined units need repairs.
All you can really do as a homeowner is challenge the procedure if the association has not done something correct. However, eventually the association will probably get it right.
For John, he says he feels stuck. He doesn't believe he should have to pay, but says he also doesn't want his property to go into foreclosure if he doesn't.
I feel like the victim of of an unfortunate set of circumstances that happened a couple of years ago, and now all the condo owners in Florida are paying the price for it.
The president of the association says they will put a lien on John's property if he doesn't pay the assessment. John says he plans to fight, but worst case, he will ask for an extension and try to come up with the cash. In Coconut Grove, Terry Hornstein, CBS News, Miami.
Now to a CBS News Miami exclusive. A police lieutenant suing the city speaks publicly for the first time. She accuses Miami's police chief of making racist comments, then demoting her after the commander pushed back. CBS News Miami's Larry Seward is in Coconut Grove, where city leaders say it's just a money grab.
Lawyers here for the city of Miami say they look forward to challenging that lawsuit in court and deny all of the allegations in it. The lieutenant who sued used to be commander of this very district for the Miami Police Department until Chief Manny Morales demoted her, a move that she and her lawyer say is rooted in racism.
I'm just fighting to protect the rights of equality.
Reading a letter with her lawyer beside her, 18-year Miami police veteran Wesleyne Lewis-Francois defended herself and the lawsuit, seeking $1 million because of claims against her boss, Chief Manny Morales, his alleged comments about her hair, and the demotion that followed.
I believe that no person should ever tolerate being disrespected or discriminated against based on who they are, what they look like, what they represent, or the color of their skin.
4 years ago, Lewis-Francois was commander for Miami PD's Coconut Grove district. While Lewis-Francois felt love in that community, this lawsuit claims Morales criticized her hair and told her to tone down her look as it would not be accepted by the Coconut Grove community.
He's referring to the fact that she is a black Haitian Bahamian female, and that's how she looks. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is a very racist comment.
Attorney Michael Pizzi took questions for his client. He claims Chief Morales retaliated when Lewis-Francois pushed back.
After she objects to the racist comments, they put her under the supervision of a major who was accused by the civilian investigative panel of using the N-word. Then they humiliate her publicly.
First, he says Lewis-Francois lost her role leading the honor guard. Then Chief Morales took away her title, demoting her to lieutenant, a financial loss of $30,000 to $50,000 a year. This lawsuit claims Morales led an effort to rack up reprimands against Lewis-Francois, ordering her to take on jobs while she was on approved leave. The lawsuit claims it's discrimination and retaliation. In a statement, a City of Miami spokesperson responded, Ms. Lewis's complaint is merely an attempt to obtain payment from the city for a position she no longer holds. The city looks forward to challenging her false allegations in court.
Their response, that we don't want to hear it, it's all about money, that really speaks loudly as to why that department needs serious change at the top.
We reached out to Miami Police for comment from Chief Morales, but did not hear back. Meanwhile, the city does have a grievance policy in place for all of its employees, but Lewis-Francois' lawyer believes a federal lawsuit is more likely to bring change. In Coconut Grove, Larry Seward, CBS News, Miami.
When we come back, it was a storm season to remember. So what's next for 2025? We have a preview of next year's hurricane predictions.
From South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Welcome back. I'm Lauren Pastrana. The 2024 Atlantic hurricane season is now over. It was destructive, deadly, and one of the most unpredictable. So what made it this way, and what could we see in 2025? CBS News Miami Chief Meteorologist and Hurricane Specialist Ivan Cabrera is here now with a look.
For hurricane season 2024, NOAA forecasted the highest number of storms ever and a preseason outlook. And here at Next Weather, we saw the same signs for an extremely active season. We expected favorable conditions like low wind shear, a La Nina pattern, and most importantly, climate change-induced record ocean heat. That would be the key. That is what makes intense hurricanes.
First, there was Beryl, a history-making Category 5 storm. With 165-mile-an-hour winds, Beryl is the earliest Category 5 storm to ever form in the Atlantic. It made landfall in the Grenadine Islands before bringing flooding and damage to Texas.
It seemed like this was a lot worse than some of the other ones that they said were worse.
It would be the first of 5 major storms, and Florida was hit hard. Late September and early October brought major hurricanes here. First, Helene hit the Big Bend as a Category 4 storm.
It's hard to not cry, but you know, what good is it going to do?
You can either move or you embrace it. And what this does do is it builds our community.
But as bad as Helene was in Florida, the Carolinas fared much worse. Helene became the deadliest storm in North Carolina history. Nearly 100 people died. Roads in the western part of the state were washed out. Entire communities were stranded.
The road was impassable from trees and washouts.
We had people who are here in Asheville who have lost everything, and they're coming to help other people.
Some parts may never be safe enough to rebuild.
No, they said this is probably going to be all condemned by the county.
Just 2 weeks later, Hurricane Milton, a Category 3, made landfall near Siesta Key.
I have my house. I don't think that everything's going to come back. I really don't. There's too many old people in here that don't have money and don't have insurance.
The storm killed 24 people and ripped the roof right off the Tampa Bay Rays Stadium, a facility being used to house first responders during the storm. It also brought deadly tornadoes to the Treasure Coast.
Now, I've never, Florida resident for 30 years, so I'm used to hurricanes, but not tornadoes. And that was the 3rd tornado within an hour and a half.
In all, 15 tornadoes touched down in South Florida October 9th. At least 2 of them were EF3s.
In all, the season produced 18 named storms, 11 became hurricanes, and 5 major hurricanes. And while NOAA's forecast would ultimately pan out with a late season rally, that mysterious lull in the middle of the season, that threw many of us for a loop. And research is already underway to determine exactly what that cause was. But for now, my friends, enjoy the break for the next 6 months. And remember, the next weather team and I will always get you ready for whatever next season has in store.
CBS News Miami investigates the cost of drivers skipping tolls in our area. It's easier than ever to skip because of toll by plate, and that's causing big problems for at least one local town. CBS News Miami's Joe Gorcho explains what's happening in Bay Harbor Islands.
Angel walks the broad causeway to avoid paying the tolls thousands of drivers pay. At least that's what they're supposed to be doing. A CBS News Miami investigation discovered some vehicles dodge payment. Bay Harbor Islands Mayor Joshua Fuller calls it a growing problem. Fuller says that cars or trucks obstruct license plates in the back used to bill vehicles not equipped with SunPass. Bay Harbor Islands Police tracks unreadable vehicles entering and leaving the causeway. From October 1st of last year to September 30th of this year, nearly 84,000 evaded toll payments, costing the town anywhere from $850,000 to $1 million in revenue. Bay Harbor Islands Police provided body cam video showing them stopping motorists over issues with their tags. We saw one where an officer issued a warning for debris covering a license plate. Another shows a truck without a plate. That driver was ticketed. What counts as an obstructed tag?
It needs to be in a clear, readable view of a police officer. And you'll see that the debris covers the actual tag, a placard that covers the actual tag to where we can't read it, the camera can't read it at all, which is an even bigger problem.
To combat the problem, police increased enforcement, issuing 306 citations over the past 12 months. They can only issue a ticket if an officer witnesses the offense in person.
It definitely requires a lot of manpower.
Chief Noel mentioned that it requires extra resources and collaboration with the Highway Patrol to assist the town in issuing citations. And this year, the town raised the toll prices to $3.25 per car and $8.50 per additional axle to compensate for the lost revenue. Saying critical repairs must be made to keep the 73-year-old bridge operational before building its replacement within the next 7 years. Reporting in Bay Harbor Islands, Joe Gorcho, CBS News Miami.
When we come back, see who got the chance to take home this year's coveted Nat Moore Trophy Award. You won't want to miss it.
From South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Welcome back. I'm Lauren Pastrana. Art Basel is back in Miami Beach. The annual event brings the international art world together with more than 250 of the world's leading galleries showing the works of more than 4,000 artists. Only CBS News Miami's Lisa Petrillo got the chance to take us inside.
There's so much to see everywhere inside Art Basel 2024, now celebrating its 22nd year here at the Miami Beach Convention Center. This year's Global Art Fair hosts 286 premier galleries from 38 countries and territories. I spoke with Bridget Finn, who is director of this year's show.
We're building on an incredible history here. As you know, Miami Beach is the geographical nexus point between North, South, Central America, and our show very much reflects that.
Wednesday's VIP invitation-only Art Basel preview is filled with seasoned art buyers who wear flat shoes and carry designer bags. Aisha and Diane hail from New York to explore this year's festival.
Tell me about the vibe so far this year.
Yeah, full, vibrant. I think for us from New York, we're happy to be in the sun. Really excited all the different activities and events that are happening.
Over at Marianne Boski's gallery from New York, an artist duo known as the Haas brothers, twins Simon and Nikki Haas, are showing off their playfully named wind paintings. Featured are Zach Zephron, Bewinda Carlisle, and Rob Blow.
We point wind at the surface and paint thousands and thousands of layers of paint. And the wind actually creates the surface itself.
We always will diffuse the art and make it less serious because we want it to be approachable by everybody.
Touring further, we spot pieces ranging from the beautiful to the bizarre, proving that art is truly in the eye of the beholder. But Art Basel is still big business. The impact goes beyond the canvas, generating a reported $500 million in economic influence. The gallerists we talked to are hopeful about this year's sales. David Nolan of his self-titled gallery never misses Art Basel.
What is your pre-early VIP day buzz on how art is going to sell this year?
I think it's going to be pretty good. We've gotten many inquiries before the opening, and much more than we have for any art fairs in the last 12 months, I'd say.
Former Miami Beach Mayor Philip Levine says Florida is the big winner of this week.
And you have people from all over the world that are here to enjoy art and really converse and collaborate together. And I think it says a lot about the city and really about the state.
And finally, looking at this piece from the Mayoral Gallery from Barcelona is a Salvador Dali priced at a whopping $1.3 million. Art Basel in Miami Beach opens for the public on Friday and runs through Sunday. On Miami Beach, I'm Lisa Petrillo, CBS News, Miami.
Finally, after months of interviews, we have a Nat Moore Trophy winner. At Hard Rock Stadium, we crowned the top high school football player in South Florida. American Heritage wide receiver Malachi Toney went home with the trophy. Moments after the ceremony, our Trish Christakis caught up with the winner.
Well, it is official. Our 2024 CBS Miami Nat Moore Trophy winner is Malachi Toney out of American Heritage. An incredible player, and he actually told me today he doesn't get emotional often, but he was a little emotional on the stage when he picked up that trophy because he's honoring it to his late aunt. Take a listen.
I really won't show too much emotions in front of everybody, but I probably will show emotions when I'm by myself. It's just really a blessing for my family and my neighborhood. My talent didn't go unnoticed, and I'm very happy for that.
It's overwhelming. It's just the support system from the women in the family being very strong and pushing the men in the family to achieve what they want to do in life. So that's what's most important from the family and the women, to push them to be what they want to be in life.
I watch him every day work and the time that he puts in. I mean, this is a kid that'll catch 200 balls on the jugs machine at lunchtime, and it's every day. I mean, this is who he is every day. So it's I'm so happy for him and you know how far he's come, and he deserves this accomplishment.
Well, this is really a full circle moment for not only Malachi Toney, but his coach. He coached and Malachi played their first game together his freshman year. So it's a full circle moment. He's very proud, and it's a very emotional day for his family and all of his teammates. But a huge congratulations to Malachi Toney, not only him, but of course our other finalists in the Final Four as well. Reporting at Hard Rock Stadium, Trish Christakis, CBS News, Miami.
Thanks for joining us this half hour on Headliners. As always, keep it right here to CBS News Miami for up-to-the-minute breaking news and weather 24 hours a day. Make it a great one.